If you're new around here, I'm Lauren and I share content about the great state of Michigan, not only for locals, but for people like you that might be considering moving to, from, or around the state. If you're interested in videos like that, consider liking and subscribing. Now, today we're gonna talk about all the little nitty-gritty details of becoming a Michigander. The good, the bad, and what most people won't tell you. First and foremost, you'll be able to explain where you're at in Michigan just by using your hand. You now carry a handy map with you everywhere you go. Now, I always hear this come up when it comes to people talking about where they're traveling to around the state or showing people where they're from on their hand. You'll also hear a lot of people use it to explain where up north starts, and that's always a little bit of a controversy here in Michigan. You might even hear someone say that they're from the thumb. So yeah, you're gonna wanna know your rough hand geography so that you know what you're talking about. The next thing that no one tells you about living in Michigan is that you now have a hatred for the state below us. I'm talking about Ohio. It's just ingrained in us, and usually the worst of it tends to bubble up around football season when the biggest game of the year happens. I'm talking about the University of Michigan versus Ohio State University game, which is the longest standing college rivalry game, and I'd like to point out that Michigan won again this year. Michiganders are also known for a few phrases that you'll need to learn. I'll start with an easy one. When you're looking to get a Pepsi or maybe a Sprite, you'll want to call it pop. That's what we say here, and it's a pretty dead giveaway that you're from another state if you say something like Coke or soda. And speaking of pop, Michigan is known for Vernors, which is the oldest pop in production. It was first served in 1866 and created in Detroit. Now, I'm not a huge ginger ale fan, but people say it's a great cure-all when you're feeling sick. You might also find yourself adding an S to the end of words that definitely don't have them, like Myers or Kroger's. I have no idea where this came from, but apparently it's called the Michigan S. And one of my favorites is completely made up, the word ope. You'll use this when you want to get around someone, when you bump into someone, or even if you missed a turn or you forgot something. Basically, anytime something's your fault or you could have potentially said, I'm sorry, you just throw ope in there instead. Now, the only rule is that it's a relatively lighthearted phrase, so please don't use it in any serious situations. In Michigan, we have all 4 seasons. The only difference here is that we sometimes have them all in one day. It's important as a Michigander to know how to dress correctly, and by that, I mean you should always have layers on. No matter the season, the weather can really shift. I've seen it snow in April and be 70 degrees in November, so you just never know. I always carry an umbrella in my car and wear or bring a jacket or sweatshirt just to have most of my bases covered in case Mother Nature decides to switch things up on us. Now, Michigan is a great state, and I think the little nuances make it feel a little extra special to live here. I mean, how many people can show you where they live by using their hand? There might be a little learning curve with the lingo, but Midwesterners are notoriously nice, so don't worry, we'll help you. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe for more content just like this. And if you're thinking of making a move to Michigan, I'd love to help guide you and be your Michigan real estate resource. You can find my contact info in the description below.